this show, man. I'm about to throw these headphones in the trash, though, bro.
That's too loud.
Man, I'm about to throw these motherfuckers in the trash. I can't hear nothing now, bro. Oh!
There you go.
Oh! You know what?
Don't sound like that, nigga.
Play it again, man. Play it again. Let me see. Oh, that sounds much better, man. Oh, either way, man. How you doing?
What you doing? You know what's that, man?
What?
You know what's that?
Man, you make me cuss on the air, man. Hey, man, you turn on camera one?
Everything's on. Everything's on. Oh, you going to jail.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah,
That's a good sign.
Yeah, but that second cop
If that second cop comes, oh, bro, bro, what's over? I don't know what you was thinking, but
when that second
one comes, you might as well get like, oh man, shoot. You might as well start texting them like, hey, bro, I ain't gonna be back tonight, bro.
You ain't gotta call them back, man. We can handle this right here.
Like, man, go on, man, go on. You ain't coming to the game now, man. Y'all go ahead on, man. I'll be a little late, bro.
We can handle that right here. We can now don't call them back up.
If you get pulled over by one cop, that's all right. But if you look at your rear view and like, oh, heck no, what's this other cop for, man? Be like, oh, shoot.
What you calling him for?
They found out. What you thought they weren't gonna find out? They found out, bro. Hey, man, you got on camera one?
Everything's on. Everything's on. Good.
Man, don't be playing, man. This how I eat, man. This how I eat. Don't be playing, man.
I wonder what he gonna
Don't be playing. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, man. We super hype. Daily Bread Radio Show. Daily Bread Radio Show. Hey, man, I'm so hyped. It's episode 119. Episode 119. We coming to you live from
Liver.
Coming live from you from
Liver.
down the street from the
For the QT.
down the street from the QT. When you get to the big oak, turn left, and you're gonna see a guy sitting on the porch. And when you see that guy sitting on the porch, keep going straight. Keep going straight. You're gonna see a White House, turn left. And we'll be right there. That's where we at, man.
Waiting for you.
That's what I'm saying, man. I was thinking about that the other day. Let me finish introducing this show. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Joaquin Thompson, Sr., host of the Daily Bread Radio Show. This is episode 119. Just let that marinate for a minute. 119 one-hour shows. Just let that just marinate. But this show, for anybody who's joining for the first time, this show is about financial literacy. And it's about financial literacy. And we do it and present it and discuss it and do everything with it from a spiritual perspective. So let me pause. We don't do religion on the Daily Bread Radio Show. So if you feel some type of way about your religion, if you feel some type of way about your minister, so okay.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
So if you feel some type of way about your minister, if your minister is if your minister is a keeper of the gospel, and he arrives early and leave late, and you know, do everything he's supposed to do, that's fine. But we don't do that over here. We only do one thing, and we only ascribe to one thing, and that's, you see me do this, I'm not pointing to my logo, I'm pointing to God. The only thing we do on this show is God, man. So we ask, not on this show, bro.
I thought I heard you say shoot.
No, man, I ain't say no shoot.
Yeah,
Man, you mix some words, bro. Don't mix words, man. Don't mix words, bro. Ain't no way, man. Hey, man, it ain't timid. It's resolute, bro. Come on, bro. But that's what we do over here, man. And we've been blessed, right? Because and I'm always thinking about this show, man. Every day I'm thinking about this show, ways to make it bigger and better. And before I go any further, because we got a lot of stuff we're gonna talk about tonight, and you might have seen the advertisements. I advertised the show as the Triple M, the money making millennials. So I did the promo video and was promoting it, but just to show you why it's so important to give thanks. Just to give thanks. Now I spoke to, it was 2 young men that I'm gonna have on the show. More than likely, we'll probably bring them on next week if their schedule allow. But we had planned this for 2 weeks ago. Gonna have these young men come on the show. Both of them like 27 years old. They're doing big things in the real estate investing game. And I felt like it would be important to bring on some young people, you know, have them be guests on the show, tell us the secrets, tell us the things that they're using at a young age. Mm-hmm. But like we say, man, you can make your plan, and then God has a plan. So talked to the guy earlier today. He confirmed they was excited, they ready to go. Right before I came out to the studio, got a call from him, said, hey, Mr. Thompson, I'm not going to be able to join. And the reason I'm not going to be able to join is just got a call. We had a family member that passed away, right? So I told him, you know, and he was, you know, apologized. I said, man, don't worry about that. I mean, we got a lifetime to do these shows. We at 119. We said we're going to go up to 1,000. So, you know, we making some headway. We on 119. But I told him, you know, on behalf of the Daily Bread Show and our staff here at the Daily Bread, you know, we offered our condolences. Mm-hmm. Say, hey, you take care of your family stuff, because we're going to be here, right? We're going to be here. But, and the reason I'm sharing that story with the listener audience is you just don't know how quick, how swift things can change. Mm-hmm. So if nothing like that is on your radar, if nothing like that is on your landscape today, nothing like that has been on your landscape in a while, like Lil Duval said, why you complaining? Right? Just like, man, I'm up, I'm moving, I have no known health issues. My kid's healthy, my wife is healthy, my son, my daughters, my grandkids, you know, the job is cool, the business is cool, I'm making money, I've got some more stuff in the pipe. I mean, just all these things that you could be thankful for and happy and excited about. What we do, we come out with it, oh man, I ain't got that, oh man, just forget about it. Just leave it alone, man. Just focus on the positive, man. So, let me stop. I see my extraordinary, incredible, indomitable, beautiful wife on. So big shout out. I gotta say this real slow, because she be getting on me. Big shout out to my beautiful wife, the rock of the house, the rock of the Thompson household, head of T5, my baby, love of my life, Tanya Alford Thompson. So I see you on. I appreciate you, baby. My kids and, you know, grandkids, everybody be joining, but special shout out to my wife. But and that's it. But so we're gonna look to bring them brothers on next week. But I figured like this, since we were already on going that way, we were already gonna talk about real estate and real estate investing. I said, well, okay, they're not gonna be able to come on the show, right, because of extenuating circumstances, but I went digging in the archives, and I just was thinking about some things. I said, well, you know what?
What'd you say?
Maybe, let me say, maybe I could take a stab at talking about real estate investing, right? Now, I haven't shared this with we've done 119 episodes, so I'm going to drop some new stuff on you all just to say, don't minimize the success that you've had in the past, because that success that you had in the past is going to propel you in the future.
Come on.
Right? So just think about it. If you won a state championship, if you ever win a state championship, when does that ever go out of style? It never does. Mm-hmm. Like, as long as you live, it might be, you might have won it in 2019, right? Well, 2018, because the season just started, it's 2019. So say 2018. So 2018, you won the state championship. Football, basketball, baseball, track, wrestling, golf, whatever you wanted in, right? Mm-hmm. High school, college, whatever you wanted in. You won it in 2018. 20 years later, you come back to your reunion, right? College, high school. If it's college, it might be homecoming or what have you, or might be bringing the team back together, maybe bringing the coach back. Coach been coaching, you know, last 20 years, whatever. that school may not have never won a championship. They may have never won a national championship or a state championship if it's high school, right? So if you come back 20 years later and say, hey, we're the class, I was on the team that won it in 2018. Does it minimize?
No.
Right? You still the state champion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to check. So I'm going to bring this full circle for you all.
Stop telling me.
2005.
What does?
What?
You gonna have an old man talking about what they did in
Bruh,
1970.
listen. Okay. Now my producer saying you gonna have these old men. Let me get on you, because he said you gonna have these old men talking about what they did when
1970.
1970, right? Good point. Okay, so here's one for you right here, right? What year did the Pittsburgh Steelers win their first Super Bowl?
1972.
Okay, so Pittsburgh Steelers won their first Super Bowl in 1972, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means I was 5 years old, right? I'm 52 now, right? So let me put it to you like this. So if I walk into any kind of establishment, right? Super Bowl, NFL game, high school game, meet a young lady, whatever, right? If I say, hey, and they look at my hand, they say, hey, what's that? And I say, I was on the 1972 Pittsburgh Super Bowl team that won the championship. Does that matter?
Nah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway, once you're a champion, you always the champ. It don't matter how much time go by. It don't matter. But what we do, right? We win championships, and then we minimize and we forget about it. So our championships might be, you know what? I had extremely low credit. Like, I was sub 5. Matter of fact, my score was so low, when I first pulled my credit report, it was just a little blank spot right there. And I called them, I said, hey, why ain't no numbers in here? Why is it like 3 dashes? And they was like, well, when you get a credit score, they said, when you get a credit score, we'll populate it. I was like, God dang. So what? So when I got it and took it up and broke them 700s and all this other stuff, I mean, I'm the champ, right? So I'm going to bring something to you. So 2005, I'm going to bring this full circle for you all. 2005, what was some of the biggest events that happened in 2005? 2005. Now that went for 14 years ago, right? 2005. What was the biggest thing that happened that year out of everything was what? Hurricane Katrina. So if you say Hurricane Katrina today, does that still have significance?
Yes, it does.
No doubt. Hurricane Katrina was devastating on a whole bunch of levels. Politically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, historically, African-Americanly, all of that, right? What did I say?
African-Americanly.
Hey, Brian, no, don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth, man.
You making up words, Jesse?
But listen, man, 2005, Hurricane Katrina, is that significant? Okay. What else happened in 2005? George Bush was starting his second term as the 43rd president of the United States. 2005, George Bush, George W., right? So you had, so we in the sports. Super Bowl. Who won the Super Bowl in 2005? Pittsburgh Steelers. Who was the MVP? Hines Ward. Okay, well, God dang. Who won the NBA championship in 2005? Who? San Antonio Spurs. Who was the MVP? Tim Duncan. Dang. Like, that's crazy. What was the #1 song in 2005? And you ain't heard from this artist in a while. Who had the #1 song on Billboard for 2005? Mariah Carey. We Belong Together. Right?
What you talking about, Nick?
I don't know who she was talking about. She was talking about somebody, but she had the #1 song.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm saying all that to say this. In 2005, and I've never shared this on the Daily Bread, but I'm going to just bring this full circle. Now, I don't know if you all can see this, right? This is national publication. called Business Week, right? I mean, this is a big deal, right? This
It is a big deal.
It's a big deal?
It is.
Okay. So would you say if somebody was in here, it would be a big deal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this 2005.
Come on.
Right? So in 2005, we said, oh, if you ever the champ, you know, so you're like, oh, look at this, page 36. Piggyback. Oh, wait a minute. What does it say? Can y'all read that?
They can read it.
You know what that says? No, I'm going to read it for you. I'm going to help you out.
Help them out.
It says, news analysis and commentary. The title of the story is Real Estate, Piggy Bank or House of Cards. Now, check this out. Piggy bank or house of cards. As down payments shrink sharply, highly leveraged home buyers may be in for a fall. Mm-hmm. Now, this 2005. Now, we all know, hindsight now, we already know what happened in 2008, 2009, all of that, right? Uh-huh. The housing crash. Check this out. 2000. Now, this 2005, this 19.
Come on.
So this for all the people who be like, man, one day you're gonna be successful, and one day I'm like, okay, check this out. Because one thing that you can never take away from a champion, right, is documented. Because once you get documented, you ain't got to say, just say, man, Google me.
Oh.
Right?
There you go.
They in the barbershop, they arguing about something. We used to argue all the time in the barbershop, but now you say, hey, man, just Google Business Week 2005, put my name in and see what come up. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna come up. It says this. This is how the article starts off. This is the first paragraph of the article. Multi-talented.
Multi-talented.
Hit.
Say it again.
Okay. Multi-talented.
Yeah.
Joaquin, they even got my middle initial, so that way you can't confuse it. Mm-hmm. Don't say, it's a lot of Joaquin. Okay. Joaquin L. Thompson of Mapleton, Georgia.
Come on.
Who is that?
Who that fella?
Who is that?
Mm-hmm.
Multi-talented Joaquin L. Thompson of Mapleton, Georgia is a baker. I had to put that in there. Me and my wife owned a bakery, so I didn't tell them I was a baker. They put that in there. I didn't say that. I ain't really. That was my first time reading that part too. So okay. Maybe they went a little far. Okay, let me get back on this. It says what else is it says is a baker, a nurse. Now that's true. True. I'm a nurse for an insurance company. True. And now a successful real estate investor. On August the 3rd, nobody gonna put my business in the street though. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this. It says on August the 3rd, he made $14,500 by flipping a house he owned for only 53 days.
Come on now.
Y'all thought I just started doing this? This Business Week. I kept it, man, because I was like, one day I'm going to show my grandson, my grandkids, my great-grands. They're going to be like, oh, wow, Papa. So it said on August 3rd, he made $14,500 by flipping a house he owned for only 53 days.
That's powerful.
Right? Mm-hmm. A small Atlanta bank financed his entire purchase price. Listen to this now. Here go the clincher, or the punchline, as they say when you're doing comedy. All Thompson put up was $1,200 in earnest money that went into escrow. Not bad. In less than 2 months, Thompson walked away with an 1,100% gain on the money he started with. And then then they go into the whole article, start telling about all the stuff that's going on in the real estate game, blah, 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 blah. That's 2005, bro. This 2019. I ain't just started this. I've been doing a lot of stuff for a while, but God just, when God working on you, he working on you.
Yes, sir.
Right? That's all he was doing, was working on. But just to be clear, I was the champ. Bruh, if I ain't do nothing else, if I ain't make nothing else happen, who you know? How many people you know? Let's just be honest. How many people you know in 53 days could turn $1,200? Now listen, they said $1,200 in earnest money. That means I put the real estate contract, I put the $1,200 down, and it went into escrow. That was it. It didn't say about no rehab. It didn't say nothing about no, that ain't what happened. I put $1,200 up and pulled out $14,500. Okay, so how many times do you need to do that? Once. If you do it once, you can do it twice, right? And I done did it more than once. So I'm saying that to say, right? This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that to say on the Daily Bread radio show, this stuff that I'm giving you all, it works. It works if you work it. Now we're going to fast forward to 2019. Fast forward, 2019. Last week, we had Joseph Robinson on. Joe Rob, that's what we call him. Joe Rob said right here on this platform, right? Mm-hmm. And he said what? I have over 25 years of commercial finance experience in real estate, right? Over 25 years. He said, man, I know the game. I done did 10 years at this bank. I did 10 years at TIA Craft. I worked at Fannie Mae. I did all these different things, right? So I'm like, okay, that's what's up. But check this out. So what you think is going to happen if I already did something like this in 2005, and then I bring a person like Joseph Robinson on the show in 2019, that he got his expertise over there, can I do it again? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I can do it bigger. And here's the punchline, and you can too. And you can too. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted. That's why I told the story, because I want you to understand that once somebody has done something, or you know somebody who's done something like that, you could do it too. So you ain't got to say, man, I wish I had more money. I would invest in real estate. You don't need no more money to invest in real estate. And I wish these two young brothers was here, but they'll be here next week, and they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that. You could get into the real estate game with just sweat equity, meaning you go out, you find a property, you get it under contract, you write in the contract that the contract is assumable, right? Meaning somebody else can assume that contract. That's all you're doing, right? You drive around, you find out, oh, you said, oh, I'm tired of this, I'm throwing away, I'm getting divorced. Oh, for real? Oh, let me put it under contract. Well, okay. How much? And people say, man, you need money, earnest money. No, you don't. I put $1,200 down on this. I done had other properties, and this is true. Ain't no need to be lying about that because I'm already documented. I done put a house under contract. I'm talking about, that house was like $90,000, $85,000, some crazy number like that, right? You know how much earnest money I put down?
How much?
You know how much earnest money, and you know what earnest, so let's back up. Earnest money is the money you put up to say, if you don't follow through with the deal, you lose your earnest money. Meaning, you decide, oh, I don't want to do it. Or you get scared, or you get cold feet, whatever, right? So a lot of times sellers are like, I want 1,000, I want 15. They want to see if you're serious. I want 5,000. Bro, do you realize I done put more than one house under contract? Meaning, under contract means I'm purchasing. Mm-hmm. And I ain't talking about no raggedy, you got to rehab the whole, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a house that's cosmetically almost ready to move into. Only thing you want to paint and, spruce it up a little bit. But other than that, no. All of the major systems are functional, meaning the electric is functional and it doesn't need to be upgraded. The plumbing is functional and it don't need to be upgraded. How do I know? Because we done had these houses home inspected. You know how much money I put down?
How much?
50. 50. 50. The real estate agent told me, I don't know. I don't know if the seller is going to accept that. I said, well, take it to him. Mm-hmm. And see, the only thing the seller can say is, I won't accept it. Yeah. But what we do, we take ourselves out the deal and say, what? They ain't going to accept this. They'll never take $50. I said 50. So if you got $50, run the game. Only thing they can tell you is no. Then you say, okay, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking about. Let me give you 100. The only thing the seller want to do is what? Get the deal done. That's why they selling. It's a buyer and a seller. The two of them have to come together. When buyers and sellers come together, you know what that's called? That's the marketplace. right? It's the marketplace. So if you got a house or something happened, right? And somebody says, oh, I'm being deployed. I live in Jax. I'm being deployed. I got a house in Ortega. I need to sell it fast. They put it on the market, right? They need to sell it fast. They get ready to get deployed to Germany. They don't want to be dealing with the house. Guess what? Here you come. I give you $50 on it. I can close this deal. I promise you. All thing you want to do is this. The name of the game is what? Control the asset. That's what wealthy people do. Control the asset. That's why they don't buy. A lot of things they don't buy. They just lease it or they control it. They don't want to buy. They don't want to put all of their money up for certain things. They don't want their money tied up. They want their money to be working somewhere else, right? We do the opposite. We want to buy the whole thing, put in all this money. They're like, no. I was talking to a guy earlier, FHA. Y'all know we're doing mortgages now. So I got the mortgage company. I'm talking to people about mortgages. Me and the guy was talking about this morning. Client came to me and said, hey, I want to purchase this house. I'm like, that's cool. You can get an FHA loan. FHA, you only got to put down 3.5%. So say the house $100,000. Say the house $100,000, right? You got $3,500 to come up with, and you can get a gift from somebody. Meaning, hey, I'll let you borrow $500, right? So you got a little leniency there. So now you put up $3,500, right? You control the asset. You controlling the asset, right? You only put $3,500 up, and you controlling an asset that's worth how much? $100,000. How do you know it's worth $100,000? It's worth $100,000 because you had the house. You got to get the house appraised in order for the bank loan to go through. Where they do that at? You put up $3,500 and you controlling $100,000 asset. So if you do that, so think about the numbers now. So let's multiply that by 10. Let's multiply that same scenario by 10. We talking real estate now. High level real. Listen. If it's $3,500 to control $100,000 property, you put down the same 3.5% on $1 million property. That's $35,000. That's $35,000, and you controlling $1 million asset. Bruh, that's buildings, that's apartment complex, that's lands, right? But here's the trip part. People are afraid to take on $35,000 to control $1 million asset, but they'll go out and buy their $35,000 car.
Quick.
They won't even think twice about it. They'll be like, oh, and pay the car off in 7 years, right? But for more than 35, for 70,000, because if you buy a car for 35, depending on your interest rate, you're gonna pay anywhere from 50 to 100% in interest, meaning it's gonna either double, right? You're gonna pay 52 or you're gonna pay 70, but you're paying that interest, right? Unless you just drop a whole load of money on it, and that defeats the purpose. Because why? If you got $35,000 and you dropping it onto a car, and you could have took that same $35,000 and dropped it onto an apartment complex. Come on, man. This what this show's about. This show's about this. This show's about like just revving up that mindset. Like, man, this dude is just, man. Listen, this is Business Week, bro. This ain't no Rudy Poop type. That's old school word, right? This ain't no Rudy Poop type of publication. I already did it once. I can do it again. I can do it again and again. Think about people who've been champions. Boxing champions, baseball champions, NBA champions, right? If they do it one time, I ain't talking about one hit wonders like somebody look up and pow, and, oh, he fell. I'm talking about skill. I'm talking about skill, practice, and putting in time in your craft. If you do it one time, you can definitely do it again if you only do it twice. Think about how many people have been champions. Matter of fact, you could be a champion on one team, leave, go to another team, and be a champion again.
LeBron.
Right? LeBron. I mean, all kinds of dudes that did that, right? But think about it. Kawhi Leonard, he left the Spurs, went to Toronto for 1 year. And everybody know that Toronto, because we was in here, And I was like, man, ain't no way Toronto gonna win. But
Yeah.
you know what I underestimated? The heart of a champion.
Come on.
I estimated this man was in his mind. He didn't see that game like everybody. He was like, bruh, I already did this before. Not only did I win a championship, I was the MVP. So I'm saying in your life, you the MVP.
Come on.
Right? So you already did this. You already been through the credit woes and back and forth. Save your money. Start saving. Like I said, man, I need to get up $35,000. People say, why? Man, I'm not eating out. I'm not doing this. Why are you trying to get this $35,000? Why are you trying? And then when you show them, say, hey, bro, what is this? This is my apartment complex. I got a 40-unit apartment complex. I put $35,000 down, which is 10%. I mean, 3.5%. I'm sorry. I'm doing my bad numbers. 10% would be 100. But even at 100, okay. So y'all was, oh, he slept down here. Okay, say you had to come up with 10%. It's a commercial loan. They're not going to do 3.5%. Okay, okay. So what? Guess what? You and one other like-minded person come up with $100,000. I done seen more than 2 cars in a given day that I know cost $50,000, right? I know, easily. 2019 Escalade, 75. 2019 750 Li BMW, 75, 80, it might be 100, right? S550 Mercedes, 2018, 2019, how much did that cost? 101,
101, yeah.
right? Did I say 101?
101.
101. 101. So you could take half of that, get with another person that's like-minded, say, man, you want to buy an apartment building? Me too. I'm ready to get it. Hey, man. Boom. Now look, now you running an apartment building, got you a management company in place, giving them their 10%, right? You cash flowing 40 or $50,000 a month. Easily. Whether you wake up, don't wake up, in the country, out of the country, golfing, not golfing, fishing, not fishing, your mama house, your daddy, wherever you at, you just like, bro, I got another 40,000 coming in this month.
And you know what that means?
What that mean?
You got your money working for you, or you're not working for your money.
Come on, man.
That's
Man.
what that
See,
mean right there.
I was talking about real estate tonight, man. I got my man, or I got the real estate expert on. Man, call into the show, 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. We got a real estate expert in the building. I see him on, real estate expert in the building. We're going to bring him on in November. We already got the date. Circle the date on your calendar, November 7th. Got this man coming in, James Peters, Keller Williams. If you need a real estate agent, this is your guy. If you need a real estate, hey, I'm like my man, what's his name? Dale. Trust Dale. Hey,
Yeah.
Look, trust Joaquin when I say this. Trust Joaquin. If you need a real estate agent that's going to get it done, go get you a good deal, professional, and make it happen, James Peters, Keller Williams. Right, and that's why I love this platform. Look, I can do my own advertising. I'm advertising, but this is somebody that I know. I'm like, Dale. Trust Dale. Man, trust me. Trust me when I tell you, you could get with people who professionals in these different areas, build you a little team. Guess what? And maybe you can't get it done in 2019. But would it matter if you had to wait 2 years to get your money up and now you're able to buy not a house, just one, maybe it's a house. For some people, it's a house. Perfect. That's better than staying, like, okay, I'm going to keep renting. I'm going to stay in this apartment. Because guess what? Oh, see, there we go. Bam. Bam. This is Joaquin Thompson Sr. on with the Daily Bear Radio Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
James Peters calling from Vinings.
Hey, man, you want to talk up, man. You have to, hey, man, you have to get off that fancy equipment, man, and talk up, bro. I can barely hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Hold on, man. Is this up?
Go ahead, man.
All right, man, go ahead.
Is that better?
That's better, man. That's better.
Okay, cool, man. Cool, man. Hey, man, I've been a fan of the show, man. Trying to fan of you.
Hey, bro, I'm a fan of yours. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Man. I was I'm sharing with the audience, and this is my first time doing it out of 119 episodes. You know, sometimes people think when you're doing things like you're doing it, and one day you're gonna be the champ. But I just wanted to share with them that I was documented in Business Week back in 2005, before the crash. Now, this is a while ago. 2005 Business Week did an article on how I took this house and I took this really opportunity and did a flip, and the only thing I put up was $1,200. They financed the whole deal. They did 100% finance. Now I know that's, way off right now, but I'm like, I was willing to put more money in the deal, but here's the thing. I didn't have to put any rehab in the house. It was just an opportunity that I saw, and I was working with a realtor. Realtor called me and said, hey man, I seen this house, you might like it. I went over that day, saw the house. I said, let's put it under contract. He was like, man, they gonna want $1,200. I said, man, I don't care. Because I already know the bank is gonna do the deal. I know the bank gonna do the deal. Why? Because I've already got my pre-approval and pre-qualification in place, and the bank already told me, as long as you buy anything under this number, you good. I said, well, let's do the deal. We ain't waste no time, because the seller, and you know that you're a real estate professional. When the seller's ready to sell, they ready to sell, right? They ain't listing their house not to sell. When they put that house on the market, they ready to sell. The faster, the better.
Absolutely.
Right? Especially if they get their number.
The process of buying a house, it's I would say it's relatively easy, but the hard part actually happens before. Is getting yourself in line, getting your credit right.
Okay.
And doing what you need to do to educate yourself against the process. So you got to get pre-approved. You got to get pre-approved. So when you see those deals and you see those opportunities in front of you, you can act.
That's the easy part. Cause you can get pre-approved. Yeah. Look, you can call 470-322-5122. Ask for Joaquin, and I'll get you pre-approved. And if you look, and the beauty of what we're doing is this: we taking it a step further. We're doing something that a lot of mortgage companies not doing. If you're not able to get pre-approved, guess what we're doing? We're working with you to get you to the point where you can get pre-approved. So
there you go.
So it ain't up but time anyway. So you ain't got to feel discouraged. Now you got your pre-qual or your pre-approval letter in your hand. You ready to rock and roll. So when you see the deal, you can execute. So what's some other advice, James, you have for the listening audience when it comes to real estate? What about, man, I don't have money for a down payment. Man, I don't have enough money for my earnest money. What's the what's the deal?
The thing is don't be scared, right? So you don't know what you don't know. There's other programs out there, but don't be scared. Talk to a real estate professional. Sit down with a real estate professional. Don't be afraid to commit to an individual because they're working too, and they're gonna work hard for you. Then you get pre-approved, right? And then you figure out kind of what programs are out there for you that can help you, all right? And coming up with closing costs, there are things we can do to roll closing costs into the transaction. But you gotta work with a professional to get that done. You also gotta be flexible. In terms of if your credit's not there, you may have to, or if your cash flow's not there, you may have to wait a little bit to get some of that up, or get your credit right, so you can benefit from some of the other programs.
But I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait.
But then you got to have money. Even assistance programs, nothing is for free. And you gotta plan accordingly.
Right.
You gotta plan accordingly. Real estate professionals are going to be there, waiting to help you. All right, but you got to express a desire, and quite honestly, you have to do the work at some point.
Right.
I've had clients that came to me. I have one veteran that closed the house in July, and I met him in November, and his wife went out. They went out and looked at property, and he pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, my credit's not there, my money's not there, but I want to provide for my family. I'm going to work, and I'm gonna get it there." And then he kept on touching base with me, reached out, and then finally we closed him on the house using his VA loan, and
no down payment.
It was as a real estate professional, the joy I get is when you get somebody that doesn't believe that it can happen, and get them excited as they move into their crib.
Come on, man. Come on, man. that's the ultimate, because I done been working with people for, you know, from a financial literacy standpoint, and like this one young lady, I used to do these classes on financial literacy, right? I had like a 4-week class, only teach the basic. We do credit, we do savings, we do debt elimination, we do budget. That's all we did, right? And then I'll throw in some short and long-term goals, because I believe that you got to have both of them. Man, this lady came into class, she was like, Mr. Thompson, she was like, she said, I'm going to take the class, but I know I'll never be able to buy a house. And I was like, no, we'll take the class. So she took the class was over. How about I was in Cumberland Mall like 2 or 3 years later. I'm looking at some shoes. This lady come running out of the booth. Hey. And I was like, hey, what's going on? She was like, Mr. Thompson, I brought a house. I was like, and I'm saying to myself, like, one, you remember my name, and two, she was so genuinely ecstatic about her being able to buy a house that I was like, man, I was glad that I was able to just be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the ultimate, man. So James, I only got 10 minutes left. So if people want to get in contact with you, if they need a really good, hardworking, honest, professional, real estate professional, come on, where can they reach you and how can they get in contact with you?
All right, they can call me at 678-948-5502. That's 678-948-5502. Or you can email me at jamespetersjr@kw.com.
Okay. And put all of that in the chat, and then go ahead and post that, you know, out on social media. You got all my social media stuff, man. You got the great picture. Top 20% headed to top 10. Matter of fact, headed to top 1%. So, you know, I'm glad to be aligned with this brother, man. And trusted by me. So I'm putting it out there. Look, forget trust by Dale. I'm telling you, if you call this man, he's going to treat you right. He's going to treat you professionally, and you're going to get the deal done. I promise you. So, James, thanks for calling in, bro. I'll be in touch with you, man. You have a good evening.
All right, bro.
All right. Okay. For sure. All right, man. So, see what I'm saying? That's a real estate professional that's telling you, like, don't be scared. That was one of the first things he said. What?
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. I talked to a guy the other day. He was talking to me about renting a house. Man, you got any houses you can rent? And then when he started telling me his story, I was like, why don't you apply for a mortgage? Man, you'd have thought I said, goddamn, Freddy Krueger was coming. He said, mortgage? He said, what am I going to do with that? A mortgage? You mean buy my own house? I said, hey, bro, hey, man. I said, look, you reading all of the keys. You've been on your job for an extended period of time. You're making money. He said, but no. He said, I had a bankruptcy. I said, how long ago was it? He said, 10 years ago. I said, bro, don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry about it. That's gone. I said, how much debt? I don't really have no debt. I only got one credit card. I said, man, well, fill out the application. Ooh, what? Let me do this. Let me rent first. Let me rent one of your properties first. And then after a year or so, then I'll be ready. And I'm saying, okay, that's fair. But the thing I'm saying is this. Don't be afraid to hear no. Let somebody do it. It's just like when you go to the doctor. Do you want the doctor to check you from head to toe and tell you if you got high blood pressure or if you got gout or if you got, you know, a sore throat or if you got an inflamed whatever organ? Don't you want him to do a full head to toe assessment and do some lab work, do a urinalysis and some blood samples, and then come back to you and say, hey, you got a clean bill of health? Do you want him to do that, or do you not want to go to the doctor? Right? Because you're afraid that he's going to find something. And then you got something growing. You got something growing out the side of your neck that you said, oh, man, that's like a pimple. I'm like, nah, bruh. That's the size of a grapefruit. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's like up on your neck. Bruh, let somebody check it out for you. And it's the same thing with finance, right? Let somebody check you. Man, let somebody check it out. And it's not a murder mystery. Right? We overthinking this thing. We overcomplicating it. Like, oh, man. And the biggest thing that I'm trying to do is get people to understand this. If you don't take the time to learn this game, it's no way in you know what. Because this is gospel. I ain't going to say it, but you know, fill in the blank. It's no way in you know what that you're going to be able to teach your kids. When your kids become of age and now they ready to buy a house, or now they're ready to buy a $50,000 car, and don't have no house, right? It's no way you are going to be able to teach them the things that they need to be taught about this game. And it's just a game.
Yep.
It's just like any other game. People say, hey, man, you're going to need 2 years of tax returns. Okay. Over the next 2 years, guess what I'm going to do? Right? I know, I hope it's, maybe we all being sensitive, maybe we not. I'm going to make sure my taxes look like that.
Yep.
I'm going to paint the picture. And I've showed you all that before on this show. I'm going to paint the picture. You want to see a portrait? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's going to take me 2 years because I got to get the canvas. I got to get the paints. I got to start working on it. I got to do the sketch. But guess what? At the end of that 2 year period, I'm going to have a Mona Lisa.
Come on.
I'm going to have a financial Mona Lisa that's going to look so good. When I take it to the bank, the only thing the bank going to say is, my, that is so beautiful.
That's so good.
That is so beautiful. You got cash flow, and you got a strong credit report. And, oh, wait a minute. And your debt, you don't really have that much debt, do you? No. And you've been on your job. Oh, you got a business. And your business, these are all your financials for the last 2 years? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to come and see what y'all could do for me. Mm-hmm. Right? But you already know what they can do. Because you've been listening to the Daily Bread Show for the last 2 years, and I'm giving it to you. And I'm putting you on to professionals that can also give it to you. So you already knew how to paint the picture, how to put things in place. So when you go, you're not asking. You playing the game like you asking, like, I just want to see what y'all can do. But really deep down inside, you saying, I'm telling you what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you, because if you ain't doing it, I got a 750 credit score, I'm cash flowing good, got a little bit of debt, been on my job forever, and I got 2 years of tax returns, the last 3 months of bank statements, and here are my last 2 current pay stubs. What we talking about? That's what you're saying on the inside. But you playing the game, so you on the outside, you like, yeah, I'm just trying to see, if it was possible that I could, maybe I can get a mortgage. That's all you got to do, play the game. MVP, Hines Ward, played the game. I didn't say Tim Duncan was the MVP of the Super Bowl, right? I didn't say Hines Ward was the MVP of the NBA. Play the game that you're in, right? Don't show up in the gym with cleats on, and don't go to a football field with no goddamn basketball shorts. Learn the game, learn what you need to have, and play the game. So we got 7 minutes left. So I'm going to put y'all up on some more. Now, that was 2005, because I told you, I said, if you do it once, you could do it again, right? If you do it once, you could do it again. Okay, here goes another one. So once you document it, it's forever. It's forever. Can't nobody take that from you. It's like getting a diploma. Can't nobody take that from you. Here go another one. This is a publication. A lot of people know about this publication. What is it?
What it is? Yep, know about that one.
A lot of people know about this, right? It's Black Enterprise.
Yep, absolutely.
This April 2008, right? So let's look in there like, Black Enterprise 2008. What did that say? Badal. Namesake, Enterprise section. Badal, you know what that is? That's my beautiful, talented, and amazing wife. But if you look way back here,
come on now, right?
If you look way in the background, look, here I'll go right there. I'm at the cash register. They said I was a baker. But look, they got my wife. This is my wife in the forefront. And the story is on our bakery, right? It says recession has been on the mind of Tanya Alford Thompson in recent weeks. While business is good today, the co-owner, so co is me, I was co. So the co-owner of the Amazing Cakes Bakery in Mapleton, Georgia is keeping her eye on reports that the nation is headed toward a recession. 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth. That's what a recession is. And contemplating what that would mean to her 5-year-old business. Quote, other business owners come in and buy bakery items for their clients, says the 43-year-old. If they don't have as many clients, then they're not buying as much from me. So this was, look, this 2008. This was right, look, this was during the meltdown. And we was running a business and ran it through the meltdown and ran it all the way up to 2014. From 2004 to 2014, we ran that thing. Some people are like, oh man, such and such was bigger. I don't care who was bigger, who did what. We did it. We already got our belt. We won. We was the champs. Could nobody mess with the Mace Gate. We was the champs. And guess what? We got championship pedigree. So even though that went where it went, people was like, oh man, the business closed, this, that, and other. It don't matter. It ran its course. We did it our season. But guess what came out of it? We got 3 adult kids. All 3 of them grew up in that bakery. All 3 of them grew up in that bakery. Right? This is 11 years of time. Day for day, 11 years, right? They grew up in that bakery, went off to college, graduated from college. All 3 of them are entrepreneurs and business people. They understand business already. We won. We the champs. We won. We won. So that's the same thing that you could do. So that's documented. So we always have a book of the week. And it's funny that James said, he said he was with what agency? Keller Williams, man. You got to pay attention, man. Stop texting and trying to produce the show at the same time, bro. He said he with Keller Williams, bro.
My thing is right here.
God dang.
I'm pushing your show, bro.
Now look at this. What does this say? What does this say? Millionaire real estate investor by who? Gary Keller, right? This book is by Gary Keller. Who is Gary Keller?
That's a real estate boy.
The ill?
The real estate boy.
Right. This is Keller of Keller Williams.
Yeah,
this is him, right? So if you don't have a book, and I thought it was so timely. Didn't know James was gonna be calling in, but we was talking about real estate. This is one of my favorite real estate books. It says this is the Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Now, if this book is written by Keller Williams, right? And Keller Williams is, if they're not the largest, they are in the top 3 of the largest real estate brokerage firms in the nation. This is from the guy that started Keller Williams. And he tells you that in the beginning of the book. So I'm saying that to say, do you think he knows something about real estate?
He might know a little something.
He might know a little something, right? He might, Gary Keller of Keller Williams, he may know a little something. If you don't have it, go get it. Go out to Amazon. The book was $21, right? Do one deal. You ain't even got to do a deal. If you just read this book, the knowledge you're going to get is going to be worth that and some. So book of the week by Gary Keller, Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Go out and get a copy. Another good book, when you start talking about real estate, now this is going into creative real estate investing. This is when you getting people to take, second mortgages back and working with the client, and you doing owner financing, you doing a little creative, you don't have all your money, you want to put some of the money in and you want to, leverage the equity in the house. This is another one. Great one. This guy's name is Russ Whitney, right? Building Wealth from Rags to Riches through Real Estate. Great book. Why is it a great book? Because this book is by a guy that was working in a slaughterhouse. Listen what I'm saying to you. He was working in a slaughterhouse. And you might say, what's a slaughterhouse? Slaughterhouse is where they kill and process animals.
Yep.
Right? And they don't pay a lot for you to work in a slaughterhouse. He started off working in a slaughterhouse and amassed huge real estate empire down in Cape Coral, Florida. Google him. You ain't got to take my word from Google him. But if you don't have, if you need a good book to pick up, and we got book of the week, check this book out. And the last one, this is the closer. Because a lot of times I like to bring books on, and it ain't gonna take you a lot of time, so that take the excuse out of, oh man, that book too thick. I don't want to read all that. But okay, check this out. Here go one for you. Bam. Acres of Diamonds. This is a classic. Acres of Diamonds, right? By Russell Conwell. And you may say, well, who is Russell Conwell? Let me put you up on game. Russell Conwell is the guy that started, listen to this, that started Temple University.
Get out of here.
He started Temple University, listen, and he wrote this speech, right? Early 1900s, and gave this speech over millions of times, right? It's called Acres of Diamonds. If you read this, the moral of the story is this. While you running all over the place, trying to find a good deal, trying to find a good spouse, trying to find a good, car, trying to find, happiness, trying to find, the moral of the story is this. In each of the stories that he tells here is somebody was looking for an opportunity. They sold or gave away where they were, either their house, their land, their significant other, decided to leave, did whatever. And the other person came right in and said, you know what? What's those shiny things in that water? He said, I don't know what that is. And when they went out, it was diamonds that was in a stream that was already flowing on his property. But he ran off because somebody told him to go to San Francisco and search for gold. Boom. It's right there. Everything you need is right in here. Everything you need is right in here because God is in here. You don't need nothing else other than that. Everything you need is right here.
Come on.
So it is no excuse. You got acres of diamonds, right? You want to get into real estate? I just told you. You can save $1,200. I done put $50 on a contract before and earn this money, right? But you got to take control of your life and your happiness and where you are and what you want to do with it. And then you go from there. 3.5% down, that's nothing, right? Stop buying BMWs and these expensive cars and expensive houses. Some people got a real expensive house, right? $400,000, $500,000. Guess what? You know that's a liability, right? I'm just saying. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, right? I get it. Everybody live where they want to live. Do. Okay. But just know that that is a liability because anything that you own and money's flowing out, that's all you need to know. If money flowing out, it's a liability. That's all you need to know. If it flows out, it's a liability. If you have something and money's coming to you and you catching it, right? You like boom, boom.
Exit music.
Right. That's it. Look at man, my producer's waiting. Hey man, put y'all up on it. So y'all make sure y'all go back and listen to the show. If you missed something, real estate. Next week we're gonna have these brothers on, hopefully, and again, our condolences out to their family.
Absolutely.
Special shout out to James Peters and Keller Williams. Y'all need a real estate professional. Check him out, man. He'll do it. Trust me. Don't trust Dale. Trust me. Oh, that's my going away music. I'm going away. Hey, D. Cali, I'm gonna call you, man. I got something I need to put you up on, bro. So, yeah. I'm gonna reach out to you, bro. Hey, y'all have a good one, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate the love, the support, the encouragement, and everything on the #1 financial literacy show on the internet, the Daily Bread Radio Show. Man, move out the way, bro. Move.